So we're recording.
Here
Hi,
we go.
everybody. I'm Taya DiCarlo, and I have the pleasure of having Chris DiVecchio from Premier Mind and Body on this talk today. We are going forward, going to be doing a lot more community spotlights, and I've known Chris for several years, but I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, Taya, thanks for having me, especially during this time. I think it's a great opportunity for us to all come together, especially as business owners, to just share different topics and share different experiences that we can all learn from.
Totally.
My industry, my business in particular, I build turnkey 90-day lifestyle transformation programs that include building training programs, building nutrition plans, incorporating some supplements. But where I feel I have the most impact and the more of a differentiating factor of what I actually do is being able to really relate to the everyday person, the moms, the dads, the busy executives, and the challenges and struggles that they face in their everyday lives, and how to incorporate some sort of health and wellness program into their existing current structure. And so what I spend a lot of time doing once I've developed a program for somebody is really teaching my clients how to master the art of adjustment and how to make changes and adapt as things come up and roadblocks get in the way of what the path is you're trying to follow to get to your goals. And I'd have to say that a lot of my clients, even during this challenge with coronavirus, are doing a phenomenal job adjusting and adapting because we've been developing that skill set prior to coronavirus. The challenges may have been a little bit different. It might have been the kids went crazy today, I couldn't get my workout in, or hey, a fire drill with work popped up and I wasn't able to get to the gym today. It's a little bit different, but it's the same skill set. And so a lot of the clients have already been prepared, and I spend a lot of time just coaching on demand from moment to moment to really help people understand how to make adjustments so that they can still stay on track and not feel like incorporating a health and wellness program has to be a start and stop based on whatever life is throwing at you.
Totally. And it doesn't have to be this stressful thing. I mean, just to let everybody know, prior to the coronavirus crisis and pandemic happening, I signed up with Chris on his 90-day program. Let's rewind for a second. I went through a very dark time of my life back in 2015. I declared that as like my hardest year ever. And I met Chris, and I had a lot of not just like physical things I wanted to overcome, like weight loss and fitness, but I needed to get my mind right. I had suffered tremendous loss, and it was through that 90-day challenge that I did with you that I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to properly, take care of myself, take care of my nutrition, take care of my exercise. And so since then, we've kept in touch. And now that I've been working out with you again, it's been one of those things where I was like, okay, my mind is right. My business was right. Everything was going amazing. I was on fire. I've been now working out with you for a month, right? A little over a month. I've lost 8 pounds. I feel fantastic. And in the midst of all this crisis happened. I had deals fall apart. I'm at home with 2 kids, 2 dogs, and my husband, and it's stressful. Excuses always happen in life, but I feel exactly to what you were saying. I feel like I've needed this structure more now than ever. And so I thought, who better to have interview and share with everybody that follows me what I've learned from you and what I can pay forward to everybody else, because I feel like if I didn't, start working with you, I would be one of those people that's eating all of the hashtag Corona snacks, eating, buying all of your snacks and eating all of them, drinking every single day, just really perpetuating the problem here, being at home and not taking care of yourself. Not saying there's anything wrong with people who have their vices and they're dealing with things in their own way, but I recognize myself in a new way now. I have the assault bike, the cross trainer bike in my driveway. I'm working out. It's just amazing. So I wanted to have this conversation with you let's talk about what struggles people have being stuck at home, and struggles meaning excuses. I mean, there are a lot of people out there right now. Well, easy for you to say, you know, you guys are fit and you're feeling good and you're motivated and you wake up every morning wanting to work out. I'm depressed. I lost my job. Whatever the excuses are, there are real excuses out there right now that are completely valid, that people don't have the motivation to wake up in the morning and to have a routine. So what could you tell those people today who are watching, how they could take the first step in starting to take better care of themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it, that, you know, there's nothing wrong with however anybody's operating and coping and dealing with this. We all have different ways of managing our feelings, emotions, and the stress of the situation. And this is, as they've, you know, been talking about, this is unprecedented, even for someone like myself who's been doing this for over 20 years. You know, this is an unfamiliar change for me. And I think it's important that people really make the connection from the mind to the body, and how those two really help facilitate each other in moving forward. So just getting your body moving is enough to generate different thoughts, feelings, and therefore create different reactions and responses. So changing the environment is so key. So getting up and going for a walk, the minute you're having some sort of negative thought or feeling or emotion, trying to get up and just move your body and just try to create some sort of change through action, which will then change your thoughts and feelings. But as it relates to actually working out or trying to get motivated to do something different inside your home to try to stay fit, which is something I see a lot of people struggling with, I think it's important to understand that our minds don't love change as much. Our minds love routines, but our bodies really like change. So even if everything was back to normal and we were going to the gym, oftentimes people find themselves reverting back to their comfort zones. So they hit the same exercises, they get on the treadmill, they run at the same pace all the time, and they'll find themselves plateauing and not really seeing a lot of change or progress in their results that they're looking for. So now more than ever is an opportunity, because we're being forced to change or to get creative or try something different with how we move our bodies, which our bodies will actually respond really well to, right? So for example, somebody who goes to the gym and always does squats with dumbbells or jumps on some sort of leg machine, but never incorporates any type of plyometric work where they're jumping or they're moving laterally side to side. You don't have to have any gym equipment in your house to do this, but just changing that adaptation of how you're stressing and loading your legs in plyometric work versus just getting into the gym and hitting the same machines and the routines every single time, you'll watch how much that your legs will respond to that, whether you can even get out of bed the next day. But it's a really good opportunity for us to think about and get excited about, hey, I'm going to try something different today. I want to see how my body moves today. I can't do this. I want to see if I can get better at doing that. You know, watching, there's tons of fitness influencers and other coaches and trainers like myself that are just putting up endless amounts of information. So there's no excuse that people can say that they don't know what to do. There's plenty of opportunities right now and tons of resources to find all that information. And so just I challenge people to challenge themselves to just try something different. You don't have to have the best home gym and all the fancy fitness equipment. It could even be as simple as going out for a 2-mile run, a light jog, something you
That's
haven't
what I
done.
did yesterday. I mean, I've been one of those people who's never been a big runner. And one of my assignments yesterday that Chris gave me was to go on a 20-minute jog. And, you know, my neighborhood's pretty flat, you know, not a lot going on, but I just started going and I put my headphones on and just getting that mental break. You know, everybody's stuck indoors right now and you're allowed to go on a walk. You're allowed to ride a bike. You're allowed to like get out in, you know, not at a public park, but you're allowed to go outside and get some fresh air. And it's not just great for the body, it's great for the mind. And I found that, you know, lately that's exactly what I need more of. Even, you know, the physical is great, but just having that sort of mental break. And, you know, before we got on our call, I started thinking, you know, so many people are suffering in their business, right? They can't physically go to work. They're having to work from home. A lot of people, we have the highest unemployment rate that the country has seen. It's unprecedented. I'm curious to know, as a business owner, because obviously we can go down the rabbit hole of doom and gloom and this is so scary and look at all the obstacles and look at all the excuses, but what beauty can you see has come from this scenario for your business? Like what opportunity and what has been the kind of unexpected win, for lack of a better word, that you've seen in your business from this sort of lockdown?
Yeah, it's really forcing me to get creative and think about how I can collaborate with other industries and support other people. I always kind of fall back on the fastest way to receive is to give. And I'm trying to give myself, even prior to coronavirus, I'm always trying to give as much as myself to clients I work with and other collaborative partners out there. But time has always been a little short for me. Now is an opportunity for me, in the way I'm seeing it, to reach out to every industry that I feel there's a lot of overlap, for me to be able to collaborate with other business owners and see how we can come together to help support each other's businesses. I've been fortunate in the sense that, I've been working remotely with clients for 6 years. And so on one hand, I've kind of been prepped and prepared for something like this. Not that I anticipated it.
Totally. You have the infrastructure in place.
The infrastructure is already set up, but no doubt. I mean, my business is certainly feeling it because people are short on finances, and a lot of people view fitness and health and wellness as a luxury to work with a coach and a trainer. So, no doubt I'm feeling it just like everybody else. But I really try not to get stuck in the quicksand of focusing on the problem, and I spend the majority of my days really thinking about solutions and creative ideas of ways and other people that I can work with, and ways that I can provide value for clients and other people out there who are looking for support that can't afford a service like this. It's just about trying to create as much value as possible in this sense. And so if my mind is focused on the solution as much as it is right now, I don't even have time to even focus on the problem itself. And so, I'm honestly preparing that this could be a year down the line here, versus thinking, hey, I'm going to just come up with some ideas short term. I'm thinking about ways that I can incorporate these changes for the long term for my business and beyond coronavirus. So I think it's an important thing for business owners to think about when they're making some of the adjustments and changes in these current times. I read a great article that talked about second order thinking, and that when a change happens, we're forced to make new decisions. But sometimes we can make those decisions too quickly, not thinking about what the potential consequence of that new decision that we just made could present down the line. So I'm really taking the time to think about what options I have available, and can those be sustained beyond coronavirus when things come back to normal.
Right, because eventually they will go back to normal.
It's going to. The hard part is that we don't know when,
right.
But I also don't want to put myself as a business owner in a situation that I create a new channel of business that when things get back to normal, now I'm stuck, and it's kind of handcuffing me to being able to run my business as I had prior to coronavirus.
Right.
So that's something that I think business owners and just people in general, really should take into consideration, is that second order thinking. It's important to make quick decisions, and we have to pivot quickly here, but also do your due diligence in the thought process of whatever changes or ideas you're having. Really put some thought into that and think about what are all the potential upsides and what are the potential downsides of making that next decision before you make that decision.
Absolutely. And I think that, for everybody who's watching right now that want to get to know you better, I love your Instagram account. I love all the videos you post. Even before we started training together, I will admit that I would go on, I'd be at the gym. I'm like, okay, today's back and biceps. And I would go onto your Instagram account and I would pull up a video and I'd be like, okay, so that's the way I do it. Or this is how I do the tricep pull down. I mean, because I think one of the biggest issues or excuses for people is that if they don't know how to do something, they just won't do it. And there's the type of people who go out there and will gladly go research. Like my husband is the type of guy who'll pull up a YouTube video. He didn't know how to jump rope. He watched YouTube videos until he looked like a professional boxer, just like jumping rope. But there are some people who just won't go out there and be proactive and do that. So I encourage everybody who's watching this Zoom call right now to check Chris out. Go to his website. We could talk forever about his accolades and his reputation, and the clients that have worked with him, like myself, are just, I'm so appreciative and so grateful for you. I really, this would be a lot harder right now, being in this situation with the crisis that we're dealing with, if I didn't have my health, wellness, and vitality. Because right now I'm struggling, and I feel like prior to this, I was running at a level 10. So if I was running at a level 10 and I'm feeling frustrated, I can only imagine and empathize with the people out there who were struggling already and then are feeling like a victim of circumstances. So I really encourage you guys to follow Chris on Instagram. I'm going to put his handle below in the notes here. I'm going to give you guys a link to his website. And Chris, what's the best way for people to keep in contact with you or ask you questions if they have them after this call?
Yeah, just best way to reach me is to reach out through DM on Instagram. You can send me a message on Facebook. My email address is on the website as well. I'm wide open. I mean, we've got time, and I've got the ability to connect with a lot more people right now. So I really want to take advantage of that, and see how I can just help people. If you have questions, feel free to email me. There's no dumb question. Everybody is looking for some sort of support right now. So, but like you said, we provide tons of content up on Instagram and Facebook, and we're always trying to keep that content relevant and informational for everybody and what they're going through, especially right now. So lots of free info always there. Go back through all the history, and see what we've been putting up. So I'm here to help serve and help people through these times. So
well, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I should go get an eye on my kids.
Right.
Just keeping it real. I'm in my home studio right now, and
that's the other workout, chasing them around the house.
I'm telling you, I think it's about time for a bike ride.
Yeah.
The silly's out. But take care. Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for watching. And we look forward to doing more interviews like this in the future.
See ya.
Bye.